Autumn Winters, a storm of her own making by Ruben White. The world had tried to press Autumn Winters into a box, neat, predictable, small. But Autumn was no folded paper thing, she was wildfire and thunder, a woman carved from the kind of storms that make oaks bow and rivers rise. They told her, no, not you. Not that way. You'll fall. And oh, how they loved the taste of that word, no, like bitter tea on their tongues, steeped in doubt. They flung it at her like stones, thinking it would bruise her resolve. But Autumn? She caught each one, stacked them into steps, and climbed. Tell me no, and I'll show you I can. She had worn guilt like a too-tight coat, sleeves sewn with should-haves and if-onlys. But one morning, she stood before the mirror, fingers tracing the lines of her own reflection, and whispered, enough. She unbuttoned that coat, let it slide from her shoulders, and for the first time in years, she breathed. The voices still came, sharp as winter wind, hissing through the cracks of her confidence. You're going the wrong way. You're doing the wrong things. But Autumn had learned something vital, the heart knows its own compass. And hers? Hers pointed unshakably toward the horizon. So when they planted themselves in her path, arms crossed, mouths twisted in disapproval, she did not falter. She dug her feet into the earth, roots spreading deep, anchoring herself in the truth, I am human. I am allowed. Tell me no, and I'll dig my feet right in. Their doubt became her kindling. Every you can't was a spark, every it's impossible a gust of wind feeding her flames. She burned brighter, not in spite of them, but because she refused to let their shadows dim her light. And oh, how it unnerved them, this woman who turned no into now, who took their disbelief and forged it into armor. Come on, I'm sure I'll prove you wrong. Autumn knew the weight of carrying others' expectations. She had bent beneath them once, spine aching from the load. But there is a moment when the soul says, no more. And so, she set them down, gently at first, then with a force that shook the ground. Boundaries, she learned, were not walls but bridges, leading her back to herself. The day came when she stood at the summit of her own making, wind in her hair, the past a distant murmur below. She did not gloat. She did not scream her victory. She simply turned her face to the sun and smiled. Because every no they had given her? She had turned it into no, knowing her strength, her worth, her right to rise. And the world? The world finally leaned in, hushed, and listened. Tell me no. Autumn Winters laughed, loud and unafraid. Watch me,